Hello everyone. So today I have the light kit for the Pro 6000 Lee Progressive Press, and I'm going to go ahead and install it. So I have the instructions here, and I've never installed one of these before, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And I figured I'd go ahead and record myself. I'm going to show you what I have to start out with. My instruction manual, and then in the package I opted to get the dimmer kit, and I'll tell you the reason why I did that. I didn't really want a dimmer kit, but to add this to it gave me free shipping, and the price was less than if I just paid for the shipping and didn't get it. So I ended up getting a little dimmer plug-in here, just because it was actually cheaper to get it this way. All right, anyway, opening up the package, you have the standard stuff. You have the warning to read your instructions, which I have. You have a couple of things like, I'm going to go ahead and open this right now. Probably better have some scissors. Have a little adhesive pad right here. I have 2 wire clips that came with, which I'll be using later. I'm going to set these aside. And then let's see, we have the power switch. But if I use the dimmer switch, which I don't know if I'm going to install, I guess I'll try both. But I have the power switch here, and I have the adapter, the power adapter. Put that aside. The actual light itself right here. Put that aside, nice and carefully. And a sticker. Okay. All right. So that's the parts that we have. So going by the instructions, and I'm going to try to mostly do this by the instructions. We'll see. I mean, that seems to make sense, right? I've already done step 1, which is to actually make sure the light works, and it does. So I don't need to do that again. The next step is going to be to remove the dies from the press, because what it wants you to do is actually remove the tool head. So the first step, according to the instructions, is to remove the dies. So I'm going to go ahead and get started removing the dies. Okay, so the next step is to take the actual tool head off. And in addition to taking the dies off, of course, you have to remove this. And then you have to remove the springs. All right, anyway, so I have the Allen wrench that came with this, and I'm just going to remove the tool head. There we go. And this is all because who feels like trying to do this upside down? I don't. All pretty tight. Wow, a lot of powder in there. A lot of powder everywhere. Those are tight. All right. All right, so there we go. Tool head removed. And I have that spring, because it's just hard to take this spring off when it's attached. In fact, it seems like it's hard to take it off when it's... I might just leave that spring on. Well, I don't know if I can or not. We're going to see what happens. I actually forgot to do one, not a big deal, but I'm going to make sure this is lined up. One of the things that the instructions say to do before removing it is to take a Sharpie and mark this section right here. And I'm going to do that right now. Let's put a little line right there. And I'm doing that just because once I get this the light on here, the wire is going to come down this end, so I have to orient it correctly. Now the cleaning phase. So you have to clean it, and they make it a real point in the instructions, and I watched a video about it, that you really have to clean this, and if you don't, the light might not stick. So I'm going to clean it. Now they say to use 90% alcohol or denatured alcohol. All I have is 70%, and that's just going to have to do. I mean, I'm feeling it through the other side now. And basically, I want to clean all the surfaces where this is going to end up going, where the light's going to go. So that's what I'm going to do. They actually have a nice convenient picture in the instructions that that shows you exactly how it's going to be oriented onto the tool head. So I can just kind of look at that and see exactly where I need to clean. Okay, that's pretty clean, but I'm not finished cleaning it yet. The next part says that I have to get that. These are kind of a mess here. That I need to find. I need to use that adhesive part to rough up the surface, and again, that'll help with adhesion. And I'm not too worried about what it might look like after I use this. I mean, you never see it, just for the light. So I'm just going to go ahead and rough this up. Yeah, I can already tell that does a pretty good job. And what it'll do is it'll take off the sheen from this part, the underside of the tool head, where I'm going to stick this. And I hit a little right from that. Yeah, they should red. Alright. Oh. Okay. So next, I'm going to get a new paper towel that does not have any dirt or oils on it. And I will again load this up with alcohol. Based on the video of cleaning it, I'm probably not using as much alcohol as you're talking about a completely soaked cloth. I don't know, I feel like I'm putting a lot on here. Anyway, I'm going to clean this again. It looks good. It feels good. Alright, so let's do it. Alright, so next part is to actually stick the light onto here. Just got to remember where I put it. My mess of stuff here. Here it is. Alright. So there's an adhesive backing, as you can see. And before I take that off, I'm just going to sort of lay it on here. Okay, so it's time for me to remove the adhesive. And I'm going to do that quite carefully. I'm going to try to keep my fingers off the adhesive, unlike what I just did, which is a little awkward. I'm sure that people who do this all the time can take this off nice and fast. I just don't want, I'm just worried. I don't want to tear anything. I don't want to break anything. I don't like the way that just came apart. That's all right. Better to be careful and safe with this. Don't want anything. I assume that's how that's supposed to be. That's a good clean break right there. I don't know if you see what I'm talking about. Like that. I didn't hear anything tear, so I'm going to just assume that that's how it's supposed to be. It's not like there's any kind of, you know, anything connecting those lights at that point, I don't think. And that is, I'm going to assume that that is how it's supposed to be. So that mark that I made earlier, the little black mark, I'm going to make sure that that's the side, that the direction that I install this. And I'm just really trying to be exact here. I mean, you really have to be exact with placing this thing down. Because it's cut exactly as it should be. Okay, I think I have it. Okay, I think that's it. Press it in there. Although it doesn't say it in the instructions. Yeah, that part's not sticky. There's something about using a hair dryer at this point to heat this up. One of my lights that I'm using here is a heat lamp. It's kind of warm. Okay, I think that that'll do it. All right. But firmly. It says press firmly. I don't like the idea of pressing firmly on the lights themselves, but I will press firmly everywhere else. Okay. All right, I think I'm good. So that's what it looks like at this point. All right, on to step 7. All right, install the wire retention clips on the pillar on the left side of the press. And that's going to be, of course, the same side where that marking is and where this, what they call a pigtail, is that what they're calling it? Pigtail, yeah, the side of the pigtail is going to come down. So they say to put one about 1/2 inch from the base. Okay. Oh, it's down too far now. Try to get that back up. So time to put these screws back in. All right, okay. Okay. Down. Off. Down. There. Hey. Hey, good. Okay. Using the wire retention clips, route the pigtail down the outside of the pillar. Apply a small amount of tension. Carefully. Okay, so in there. I see why they wanted that a ½ inch high. Give it a little more room. There we go. All right. How about that? All right. Plug the power adapter in. I'm pretty much, wow, that's it. I'm finished. I just realized that. I have to put my, well, here, so here's the power cable, the one that came with it. And I'm going to start by just kind of setting it up simply like that. And then at a later time, I'll route my plug underneath my table, my bench, and all that. But for now, I'm just going to plug it in and see how bright it looks underneath, under the dies. So, which is the whole point of this. Yeah, just take care of that later. And that's just fine. Does it cycle? Get that out of there. There we go. Now it should cycle. Please cycle. Yes. It cycles. And the lights almost touch. I'm really happy to see that it doesn't touch. All right, very good. So I thought I'd show you what this looks like with a piece of brass in there, and it has powder in it. This is a 44 Magnum, and as you can see, if I can get an angle on this, it's not hard to see the powder. I mean, this light, the camera isn't showing exactly. I can't get the camera the way I want. There we go. There we go. And you know, and with of course my eyes, I can see really clearly, even better than what I'm showing you. But as you can see, this is plenty bright enough. So there you go. I may as well do this dimmer switch. Okay, so I'm going to unplug that. So I'm going to replace the power cord, the one that it came with this dimmer switch. See how this works. Since I'm making a video, I might as well show all of it to you. Okay. So this is supposed to be the power button in the middle. Oh, okay, that dimmed it all right. Okay, so as I press it, as I press the middle button, maybe you can see how it's getting so do I want it to flash while I'm reloading? I don't know. Do I want it to pulsate while I'm reloading? I don't know either. I'm not sure. I'm just going to have to really think about that. Do I want a slow pulsation? Again, a good question. Fast a strobe effect might be fun. Make for a good video to do a reloading with a strobe effect. Faster strobe effect. Slow strobe effect. Back to the pulsations. Oh, this is just really neat. This might have been worth. I'm glad I decided to hook this up. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna press the middle. Okay, just press the light button, and there I go. Of course, I'm gonna have to remember which one is the brightest one, because then it turns off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Okay, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that little ending there. And I hope you got something out of this. I hope you've decided whether or not you need to buy that dimmer switch. It is kind of fun. I'm definitely going to reload a couple rounds with the strobe light effect. Got to do it. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.